Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is I, the Ravenous Spectre, and today I want to go over a little bit of what's going on with the Nintendo Switch's online service. It's supposed to be coming up in September, I believe that it was. Nintendo actually was supposed to release this, I believe it was around the same time, I think September of last year, but they didn't. I guess they had some other kinks and things they needed to work out, and maybe feedback they were getting from fans from different features and things that was going to be on it. So maybe they're rearranging a lot of things now to probably hopefully make it a better service and add some other little new things in, so on and so forth, and work out all the kinks. But I am actually looking forward to this service, and one of the reasons why is it seems like it's really affordable, honestly. And one of the things is I really do hope that Nintendo puts out enough multiplayer online games to really grasp people to this service, because that's going to be the main bread and butter probably of this thing, is being able to play online with friends. But screw their screw their mobile voice app thingy. I mean, because I don't know what in the hell Nintendo was smoking that day or drinking, or what the hell they were doing when they came up with something like this. Through your phone, really? It's like, oh, it's a phone, we need to use that to be able to have the chat service. No! I mean, I would think that they would have noticed that what happened in the 360 and the PS3 and also the Xbox One and the PS4 now, to just implement a chat app within the console itself. I mean, if those two companies can do it, there's no reason Nintendo can't do it. So when it boils down to that, if I do get this service, I'm either going to use the PS4's chat app, or I'm going to use Discord or something like that. I'm not bothering to download a phone app and do all of this other stuff to be able to do. I'm really hoping that to use the online service, that mobile app isn't implemented into it to chat to people, because that would be, I just think that would be stupid. I really do. That I couldn't be able to utilize other types of chat services to be able to talk with someone to play the game. Which I really wouldn't see why it would, because it's not like they would notice that you're using it. You could just be playing online just to play online with strangers or something and not talking to them. So I don't know. I saw that in a video once before, that they had thought that they were probably going to implement the mobile app into the online service thing. So it's like you couldn't really play online properly without using it to talk through it. But who says you have to talk, with playing an online game if you're just playing with a bunch of random people, which I choose not to do if I'm not playing online with friends, and I'm not playing online at all because, douchebags exist. But what they have here is, for 1 month, it's $4, 3 months is $8, and 12 months is $20. It's $3.99, $7.99, $19.99, but you got to factor in tax and all that. But one of the interesting things here is the family membership that they have for 12 months is $34.99. And basically what that is a Nintendo account holder can invite up to 7 others to join a family group, and all the members of the group will have access to Nintendo Switch Online. So basically that is like 8 people right there on one account. Meanwhile, for example, if you look at PlayStation Plus, which my account is going to be ending really soon with PlayStation Plus, I don't give a shit. I'm not wasting another $60. And I know I had made a previous video, what was it, like a year or so ago, kind of praising it because of the fact that I got back into it again somewhat. The reason for that is because there was a couple online games that friends of mine were playing, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm really liking this now because I'm playing online with them, but I hardly ever play online, honestly, at all. I mean, I have some friends of mine that I do play online with, excuse me, but it's like free games. It's free to play online games that don't require the PlayStation Plus service, because there is games out there where you don't need the service to play it online. And like the Neverwinter game, the D&D Neverwinter game, for example, and Fortnite, even though it's still like in beta stages, I believe, I'm hoping that they don't require you to have that to play it when the full version is released, so I don't really know. But the fact is that is actually a really good deal, because you're basically paying almost like half the price or less than half the price of, say, a full 12 months with PlayStation Plus. And if you were to go ahead and get PlayStation Plus, you're just getting it for one person on one account. The other person, say if you were to have 2 other people on your PS4, they would have to have their own accounts for PlayStation Plus. Now, there is some type of, I guess, little trick or something where other people can use other people's PlayStation Plus thingamajiggy, whatever it is. I had tried that once before, and it worked out okay, but then some of the things about it started to confuse me, and I said, well, the hell with it, I'm not dealing with it. So anyways, but looking at this, it seems it's a lot more simpler to be able to deal with, especially considering the fact you're basically going to have 7 to 8 people all using one account for just $34.99 instead of each person having to pay like $60 for a year. And so I'm really hoping that Nintendo really brings out a whole lot of really good things to really entice people to get this service. Because the way that it stands for me right now, when PS Plus goes dead for me, I'm not going to give a shit. So I'm actually going to look forward to the Switch's pricing point for its online service, because it's a hell of a lot more affordable. But they really have to have those features out there to really make people want to give them their money. But the features that are on here, obviously they have online play, and they're supposed to be adding more games as well, it says on here. And one of the cool things, which is good because just like PS Plus, they also give you the ability to have data cloud backup, which is basically sending your saves up to the cloud, and which is really good, especially considering the fact that some people have been using these third-party peripherals with the Nintendo Switch, and it's been frying their systems and whatnot. So it's good for them to do that, because then they can just send like their saves or their other data or whatever up to the cloud and not have to worry about that happening or frying their system or cartridge or whatever the hell it did. Let's see. It also has here dealing with the Nintendo Switch Online app, which is dealing with the smartphone app, which I don't give two shits about. I think that's a really stupid idea. I do. I think it's just a real dumb idea that you can't implement something within the system itself, just like Sony and Microsoft have done. And a lot of people are going to say, well, Nintendo really wants to think outside the box and do these various things. I understand that, but this is something that is just stupid to me. I mean, honestly, you couldn't just implement something that was just simple like that into the system itself. I mean, I can understand they want to be creative and make other new things and things like that, but I don't want to look like I'm out of the freaking Matrix or something with a wire here and a wire there and a charger here and a charger there and all this other stuff just to be able to talk to somebody while I'm playing online. I think the phone app idea is dumb. So, I mean, I really do hope that they end up getting enough feedback, especially before or after this service ends up launching, so that they can go ahead and hopefully maybe implement some type of chat app into the Switch itself, and then we won't have to worry about this crap anymore. I mean, I believe they had also had done that with the Wii U, and you think that they would have learned from that mistake, and then they go and do it for the Switch, and I'm just like, what the really? But anyways, I mean, I'm not going to be utilizing it anyways, because I just, no. But there's supposed to be some other things that's supposed to be going on as well for other members when they end up getting the service. Not really sure what those are. But one of the interesting things here is that it says that you can also enjoy 20 Nintendo Entertainment System games that will be added for online play for the first time ever, with more games added regularly, which is a really cool idea when you really think about all of these older NES games. And here it is now, they're going to implement something for you to be able to play online or probably even locally with other people and other friends and family and things like that. I think that's a really interesting idea. And honestly, I was never a big fan of the NES. The main time where I really got interested into Nintendo's products is when the Super Nintendo rolled around, and then onward from there. But I never had been a big fan of the NES. But hopefully, with them implementing this stuff into here, it will actually go and make me think, basically to have a different light on things. Think differently about it now and be like, wow, I have these other different types of features that I can utilize with these other NES games, especially when they have online play. So definitely something really cool to look into. Don't really know exactly all that they're going to offer when it comes to that, but I'm definitely really interested in it. Well, they actually have some right here. Excuse me. They got soccer, balloon fight, tennis, ice climber, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers 3, and more are going to be revealed. So out of a small handful out of there, I can understand and see how it would be a real interesting idea to have like an online or local thing go on with that. So looking forward to see exactly how that's all going to play out. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to give my brief thoughts and things on the whole online service here, and how basically I'm hoping that Nintendo also goes and rearranges some things with how they said that they were going to give, I think, like a free game each month or like a couple free games each month. But then it was like, from what I've heard, you only could keep it for that month, and then you'd have to buy it afterwards, which makes no freaking sense. If I'm paying for your service and you're giving me the game, I should be able to keep it as long as I have the service, with like PlayStation Plus. But even then, it would be cool to be able to have it, just to be able to have it even if I didn't have your service. From what I've heard, I think like Xbox is doing that as well, where I think it's only with 360 games where if you go and download them and you have whatever that new service is that they got going on, if you download them and you have them, and even if you don't have the service, you still get to keep them. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like Sony should do something like that. You know, they should be able, if you have the service and you downloaded it, I can understand not being able to have access to them unless you have the service. But at the same time, I still paid for your service. So if I'm going ahead and get the games, why don't you just go ahead and just let me have the games, which I understand that, that's a polarizing kind of thought right there. I'm just seeing it from two different angles. So, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say on the fact. I just wanted to kind of discuss it a bit and talk about it a bit. And if you guys have any thoughts or anything, leave some comments below and we can get a little discussion going on. But yeah, after my PS Plus goes dead, I'm not bothering with it anymore because Natoni. Oh my God. I meant to say Sony, but I said Natoni. Like Nintendo and Sony had some type of bastard child or something. They had a little rumble in the hay and, popped out this Natoni being thing. Maybe that's actually what Nintendo would have been called if Sony and Nintendo had been successful in making that, what was it? It was like the Nintendo PlayStation or something like that, where they actually were going over to CD-based games. They could have called it the Natoni. I don't know. I don't know. Sounds like a mobster name or something to me. But anyways, yeah. So that was a mix-up right there. But anyways, with PS Plus, not going to bother with it anymore after all is said and done because Natoni, which I meant to say Sony, goes and screws up the free game stuff. I just, every once in a while they'll come out with a game or like a AAA game or a really interesting game that a lot of people are gravitating towards. But either from my end, either I don't have any interest in it or already have it or played it or whatever. But that's just me personally. That's just not counting for other people because everybody's going to have their own thoughts and opinions on the matter with what games they want to play and what games they like to have. But personally, for me, I just don't see any point in it anymore. And a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine especially, and also from things that I've seen on message boards and things like that, kind of feel the exact same way when it comes to PS Plus games. So it's all a matter of personal preference. But personally, for me, during the PS3's era, PS Plus was awesome. It was really something to have. There was a lot of great games that was coming out free each month for the PS3. But ever since, Sony had to implement that playing online deal, which I still think is really fucking stupid to have to pay to play online. I'm already paying for a damn internet bill. It's just like, whatever. I'm not even utilizing the online service with PS Plus really at all. So I'm wasting freaking money. But the fact of the matter is that when this service comes out, I'm probably going to go ahead and dive into it if all plans out well throughout the year. If they end up announcing some other new things or things of that nature that can really grasp my attention, then I'll definitely probably want to pop on it. But anyways, yeah. So if you guys have any thoughts, leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyways, I will end this like I always do. Later, taters.